An unusually red Russia. I couldn't resist. It's such a pretty color. They're so difficult to separate. You really can't be certain without looking at the microscopic details.
Okay, you can hold my hand.
It is an amanita, and this is one of the edible amanitas, the blusher.
Oh, wow.
You can see where it's bruising at the base, it's kind of turning reddish. So it's called the blusher amanita. But you can see the universal veil patches on the cap of it. And this is where probably slugs eating the base of it and cause it to stain. So, yeah, okay. Yes, all true blusher amanitas, the rubescens, Amanita rubescens. They're really variable. You know, they have some characteristics that can really change depending on the environment, but generally speaking, they have the same morphological characters, and so they're pretty distinctive in that way. Wow.
What is that one?
It's a red mushroom.
Horses.
Ooh, what a beauty.
Okay. Ah, look at this. So let's step over to the side here and we'll let the horses go by.
Is that one edible?
So I don't know if you were nearby when I was talking before about the red pores.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
So the red pores usually, are a good indicator that you want to avoid it. This one, it looks like what we call frost bolete, and the thing that's so distinctive here is the stem. It has the stem that has this sort of, it's called a reticulated pattern. It looks like a network of little ridges, and so this one's kind of a little on the old side. Frost bolete is, some people do eat it, but typically avoiding the red pores that bruise blue is a pretty good idea in general. And this one will bruise, but it's gotten so old it's not. There you go. You see the blue mark on it.
Now, didn't you say earlier about the red stem? When we were talking about this earlier, you said
The red pores.
the red pores.
The red pores.
The stem.
Now there is Boletus bicolor, which has red cap, yellow pores, and a reddish stem. And it bruises blue, and that's a pretty good edible. But the real distinction to look for is the red pores.
Red
Yeah.
pores.
And that's edible or not?
Not edible.
Not edible. This broke off of here.
But that one is,
Golden.
and this is also an amanita, and you can just see how they can vary from being really large, dinner plate size, to being little tiny things. So
And is it edible or no?
No,
No, okay, we'll toss it.
no, I want to take it.
Oh, okay.
So here's
So
what
you
I'm gonna
think
do.
it will not ever get big? Or
Yes,
it's just,
it won't. This one won't, but this species can get a lot bigger. It's probably has more to do with like the conditions. Either it's a little on the dry side or it's challenged in some other way. This is one of the hygrophorous mushrooms, which is a more typical fall mushroom. You start getting the hygrophorous as you get into the fall, and so the cooler weather. A lot of different species of hygrophorous. They're called waxy caps because the cap, if you rub your finger across it, feels like it's coated with wax.
And it's edible or non-edible?
Non.
Non. Okay,
And
that's
that's
one. Here's the bottom of the.
okay. The Hygrophoroides lactarius is the edible that you had there, and so you see this one's really quite a bit different from the other one that you had collected, and you see how that cap has this kind of crinkled edge like that, and the gills are much wider. There's some similarity because it has the really wide space gills too. This one will have white milk, and it won't stain, it won't change colors, and it has this really distinctive gray stem, and it's called Gerard's milky, Lactarius gerardii. It's a decent edible. You see not quite as much of the latex in it as the Lactarius voluminus, the voluminous latex milky, but still, you can see the white milk, but these often get confused just because the gills are so wide spaced in both of them, and the top of the cap looks somewhat similar, but this one has that very distinctive crinkled edge.
This is not edible.
No.
No, okay.
No.
Did you already identify this one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh yeah.
He just found it, but didn't know if it was the one that you already had or.
Well, we don't have this particular one. We talked about another species in the same group, but remember we talked about Cortinarius and the word cortina being from the same root as curtain or veil. And so the cortina is a veil, a membrane that protects the gills until this mushroom is ready to release its gills. And so you can see the remnants of that on the stem there. It has that sort of cobwebby look to it, and so it catches the spores. And so you can take one look at this and see that it's a Cortinarius because the cortina is so distinctive and it has brown spores. And brown spores are very typical of the Cortinarius family. There's many different species. You find Cortinarius in every color in the rainbow. Some of them are really quite beautiful, but they're a genus that hasn't been studied that much in this area, and so every time one of the Cortinarius specialists comes in the area, he or she picks up a new species, it seems. But this is one of the more common quartz.
Is it edible?
No. Cortinarius in general, the one that we collected earlier that has the sort of tan cap that we call gypsy mushroom. Now it is in the Cortinarius family, brown spores, and it's one of the few in that family that you would eat. Okay. Most of the brown spored mushrooms you want to steer clear of. Okay. And there's some Cortinarius that can be quite toxic, and there's even a small little wood rotting mushroom that is one of the few deadly species outside of Amanita, so it's best to avoid, but enjoy the beautiful colors and patterns on them.
And you saw that one, right?
Yeah, that's just an old Cortinarius. An old court.
Then you have a pipe stem. So it's kind of amazing plant. Lots of ways it does. It produces
Really tangy.
honey when the bees work.
Oh, that's an interesting flavor.
Mmm.
Peppery.
Peppery or is it
Kind of.
tangy? Sour?
Well, yeah, it's that too, but
Mmm.
yeah.
Mmm. So what kind of wood would you call that?
Sourwood.
Sourwood. See why they call it sourwood?
I like it.
Makes good honey.
Mmm. Make sure it does. The leaves, the flowers do. So.
What would you do with that?
Well, I'll tell you a few different things. One thing I remember one time I was driving down the road, not too far from here, and I see these Asian folks, and they're all alongside the road, and they're all picking big bouquets of sourwood, and they're all holding it. Well, I pull over, and what are you doing? Collecting leaves. Oh, what do you do with the leaves? Cooking. Cooking chicken. Where are you from? Cambodia. They were barely off the boat. They already incorporated a Native American plant. And how are they using it? Well, what's the famous chicken recipe in Southeast Asia? Lemon chicken, right? So they've already incorporated a native sour plant to go with their chicken. And I'll tell you, I've used it occasionally like cooking a trout or something like that. If I'm steaming the fish in a little bit of water, put some leaves, leaves around it, and it kind of gives a nice tang to it. Or if you're along the trail and you're hiking and you're not sure how long your water bottle's going to hold out, your mouth's getting kind of dry, you just take a leaf of that, just kind of chew on it. I guess the fluid's flowing, you know. It won't necessarily solve your thirst problems, but at least it kind of helps you for a while. And see how it grows? And it's kind of an understory plant, so it usually doesn't grow very tall into the forest. It grows kind of underneath. But see how it'll put up like a real vigorous shoot. So this one you can even count back. Like this shoot happened this year, and then you see back here, this was the one year before. And what it'll do, it'll form a really straight, long section, and it grows so fast that the inside of it will have a pith in it. And the Cherokees called it their sacred pipe wood. And a lot of times, what they would use for a native pipe is they would use for the pipe stem. They'd use one of these stems, and you take the stem, and you take something sharp, and it has a pith inside. Knock the pith right out of it, and then you'd have a pipe stem, and so it's kind of amazing plant in lots of ways, and does produce beautiful honey when the bees work it. So sourwood. Yeah, they get pretty tall, but not like an outer.
No.
Under the forest, you know.
And they're the first to turn color.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And a lot of times they're used in the landscape business because they're so beautiful.
It is.
So that's a bigger one right there, right? Yep. See?
That's a bigger one. Yep. And we might even see a big one behind it. I don't know.
It's kicking up.
All right. So
Because
we
it's
just
already gotten there.
we just celebrating sourwood.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody didn't get it?
Celebrating sour in my kitchen.
There you go.
I was extracting honey.
Oh man, you got some good sourwood honey, did you? Maybe.
I think it's got a lot of mimosa in it, and probably a little sumac. There's a
What?
lot of mimosas around.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring some so you can taste it.
Oh, that'd be fun. Well, you know, it's all opinion. What do you got here?
Little spider.
Oh, you know, that one's got me a little baffled. You know what I think it is? I think it's called Troutvateria. That's a big old violet leaf. Where are you finding the violet leaves?
There's like a design flower shop, it feels like, over there.
Oh.
South Everything's free.
Oh, good. We've been needing you all to come show us some stuff.
Look,
Oh, yeah.
I think the bridge is that way.
Oh, I think it's over here. Yeah.
You know what, I'm going to put this here.
More weird one. This is really strange. It's really
That's,
soft, like puffy.
Yeah. This is a mushroom that's been attacked by a parasitic mold,
Oh, okay.
and it's called hypomyces. And there's a lot of different types of molds that will grow on mushrooms. In one case, there is a mold that actually turns the white mushroom into an orange fungus that we call the lobster mushroom. But there's many different types of hypomyces, and this particular one is not necessarily good for eating, and it breaks the mushroom down pretty quickly. But you can see how it parasitizes it and causes it to mutate into a form other than, you know,
Very
it can't produce its own spores, or so it's been overtaken by the parasite.
Yeah, this got broken in transit, but I guess it's not. It's not the one that has a skirt on it.
No, and so you look at the underside. What would you guess the spore color would be of this one?
Tan.
Do you see a little bit of a pinkish
Pink.
tint?
Oh yeah.
So there's only a few guild mushrooms that have pink spores. Yeah. So this one, just by knowing that it has the pink spores, it has attached gills, no ring on the stalk, no bulb at the base, so it's an entoloma.
Oh.
There's
I've heard that one.
lots of different types of entelomas, but they're all pink spored. So entoloma noliana, and then also there's another one called Pluteus, the deer mushroom, that's also pink spored, but Pluteus actually, the gills don't connect back to the stalk. They curve back up, and so they're called free gills. So they're very different, and you can separate those from the entelomas by the fact that they have the free gills.
Well, is that an enteloma right there?
No, but what you're seeing, that color change in that one is staining, where it's been injured and it's bruised. Yeah, which is really different from this. But when you look down across, when you look with the hand lens down across the gills, you can see the spores are right on the very tips of the gills, and so you can actually see that the color is going to be, and of course, you know, you can't always tell that in the field, but in a lot of cases you can. And if there's any doubt, you'd take that back and take the stem off and put it on a piece of paper, and then it would leave spores on the paper. This is a really cool bridge. You going by?
Excuse me.
Isn't it? Whoa.
There's a gorge up near Victoria, Canada, that's like a mile above the river. Yeah, just like this, except it's really long. I got out about 1/3 of the way, it totally froze. I had to be led back.
What do you think?
This is a turnaround.
Yep. We got about 40 minutes, so
I think
I
I
gives
wanted to
time
kind
to
of look up
stop a
that.
little bit.
Remember that one spot we wanted to kind of look up that path right here, just see if we can get in there. I don't know if we can.
Okay.
I think we'll turn around.
Sounds good.
It's kind of nice to be able to walk on.
I know. It's because with this. There's a blue mushroom over there.
A blue mushroom.
Yeah.
I know, I
blue,
took the camera.
purpley blue color on top. Right on the left.
Different LBM, huh?
I was told it was edible.
Do you want us to cross the creek?
Maybe that's a good idea.
It is a good idea.
Well, maybe it's a good idea.
Well, I'm doing that to
Right
test
up
it.
here.
Look here.
Huh.
It's a good one. Now,
Yeah. This is one of the few russulas that I actually really do enjoy eating.
Oh, really?
It's called the green quilted russula. And the thing that's really distinctive about it is when you look at the pattern on the surface, it's like a crust, and it leaves a pattern, so it gets the name green quilted. And the Latin name is crustosa, russula crustosa. So the green quilted russula.
Those of us have blue-green distinctions.
And this
Thought it was
one,
blue.
of course, is a
I don't
pores on the bottom surface.
Okay,
So it's a bolete.
it's a bolete.
And so this particular one is in the genus Gyroporus. It's called Gyroporus castaneus. Castanea is the Latin name for chestnut. So it's the chestnut bolete. Has that nice chestnut color to it. So it's a pretty decent edible.
Okay, and you said the russulas, they blush. No, that's the blusher. That's not the russula. That's the amanita.
That's amanita.
blusher. So this is not anything like that at all.
No, but there are russulas that bruise. Not this
Okay.
one, but there are some,
It's gilled.
like Russula compacta will bruise black. But you know, one of the things you always hear about russulas is they say, especially if it's fresh. This one feels a little bit hollow now, but think of the stem as having the qualities of a piece of chalk. And so you can actually remove it and bend it and it snaps.
Is that the same with like the lactarius? They snap like that too, right?
Some of the lactarius will, and so for a lot of different reasons, and that being one of them, the lactarius and the russulas are real close kin, but the russulas don't have the latex, the milk, but they're probably really closely connected on the evolutionary chain. They come from the same parents somewhere along the way. So we've actually got 3 edible russula, so that'll be fun to get all these out and see all the different colors and textures and things that are going into our meal.
Oh, really? I haven't.
So this is the Joe Pye weed, and named for an old Indian that supposedly saved the colonies from different kinds of ailments, and it's distinctive because the stem is hollow. And one time I was in this little boggy area. I was gathering calamus with an old mountain man, and he said, and we could see there was like a turf that was a couple of feet down, and right down below we could see these holes in there. We could see clear spring water just flowing underneath there. He says, "I'm gonna get me a drink of water." I said, "How you gonna get a drink of water?" He says, "I'm gonna make me a drinking straw." And he went over, "I'm going to cut one of these Queen of the Meadows." We were talking about an old tall mountain man talking about making a drinking straw. "I'm going to cut me a Queen of the Meadow." And I think maybe for this case I could probably do it with one of these. And so what he did, not the big one? All right, I'll be a little more moderate. I'll try this one. The thing is, the big ones I know is going to work. I don't know if the little ones will work as well.
But in the fall they get really hollow.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, most things that are hollow, everywhere there's a node, there's a blockage. You know, like a bamboo has a blockage, but this doesn't. Who's got a water jug I could use here? Can you?
I do.
A little sip of water.
Yay, see?
All right. I got a hole here somewhere. I was not hearing. Maybe it's down here. But so a long drinking straw you can make out of that. Make a pea shooter out of it. And that's one of the ways. There's several kinds of these Joe Pye weeds, eupatoriums they call them, and there's several kinds of them. And one of the ways you can tell this one is, I think, fistulosa, and you can tell it because it's hollow all the way. Some of them are pithy inside. So anyhow, so Joe Pye weed, and the roots are used as a classic urinary remedy, and the leaves, what you'd call the leaves, the way they're arrangement, you call them arranged in a whorl, right? You know, some leaves are alternate, some are opposite. This they're in a whorl. And let's see what else about it. Oh yeah, so this is a classic remedy for various urinary ailments, even like what do you call it? Kidney stones or gallstones. It's kind of a good thing to break up them. Use for that. All right, there you go. You get it. The roots mostly. It's gravel roots, one of its names. Yeah, for gravel in the bladder, you know.
Whitewood aster good for anything?
Whitewood aster? Not that I know of. Oh yeah, here's a big lobelia inflata.
Oh what?
Lobelia inflata.
Okay.
We talked about that earlier. It's the most medicinal lobelia. Sometimes used. Some herbalists actually combine it just a little bit with any kind of formula they have, because they say it'll kind of help direct the formula. And has these inflated seed pods. That's how you know it. Little tiny bluish flower.
And that is a what?
That's a lobelia. Lobelia. A wild lobelia. This is lobelia inflata. Sometimes in the wildflower books they call it Indian tobacco. And supposedly it's actually gathered commercially and sold to the pharmaceutical companies that actually extract an alkaloid from it they use in anti-smoking preferences, because supposedly the lobeline is similar to nicotine, will kind of replace the habit. I don't know, but I've been told. So this heart-shaped leaf here, this is Dutchman's pipe vine, usually not found this low, usually you find it up in the higher mountains. And it produces a flower that looks like a Dutchman's pipe. And the pipe vine swallowtails that use them as their food. No, it's not related to anything except pipe vines, Aristolochias. But it does have a heart-shaped leaf like a mountain glory. You're right. But I guess, you know, when it comes down to classifying plants, I guess like people, they classify them by the reproductive parts, right?
What's in food?
What's that?
Mushrooms too.
Mushrooms too, right.
Hello. Good. How y'all doing?
How long is the trip?
Well, we just turned around and came back. It keeps going for a ways.
Do you
There's-
eat the mushrooms?
Yeah, some of them.
I love mushrooms.
Yeah.
I hate them.
This is a wild foraging group. We're learning about edible plants and mushrooms and things.
Medicine and stuff.
Is it a group that y'all all knew each other, or you like do?
It was organized by a local farm. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Living Web Farm organized it. So, yeah, we're gonna go eat now.
Okay.
That kind of purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Could.
got fairly good sized gills on the bottom.
White gills.
I don't remember.
It looks like there's a russula that kind of has that color. It's called russula variopes.
Here's a better look at it, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it is. It's another russula. And so variopes, as I understand it, comes from, you see how the color changes in the center of the cap. It's like really dark, and then it kind of fades out as it goes out towards the edges. So
Not edible, though, right?
actually it is, yes.
Is it? I think this was a couple weeks ago I took this.
Might not be. Yeah, I got a swimming pool in this shoe.
What was that when you picked it?
It was another milk mushroom, Lactarius.
Oh, okay.
Slugs have been eating on the gills of it, but it was still pretty fresh. So I've got a pretty nice collection, including what's back in the refrigerator at the house. So.
All right. It'll be extremely interesting meal tonight.
Yeah, it will be. We got some cooks putting it together that know what they're doing too. So. Yeah.
You made
And Meredith.
ours here for the wood, or for the charwood thing. He made a soup or stew that was so.
Oh. There you go. Yeah.
We love these guys.
Uh-huh.
What are they called again? I don't know what they're called. We just eat them.
It's
So-
sweet.
It is sweet.
Oh,
That's its
is it?
name. Sweet tooth mushroom.
Look at the two.
See?
Yes.
Also, another common name that it's called by is hedgehog mushroom.
Oh, that's nice.
But it has those teeth on the underside and has that light tan color. And this is another fall mushroom. I often continue to collect this all the way into November. It seems to favor, conifer or mixed
I found it
conifer woods.
Right at the foot of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, that's the sourwood tree, it looks like. So,
It is.
yeah.
It was almost.
But it's untelling what it's actually, what root system it's actually connecting with.
You want me to clean it off before
Yeah.
adding it to the game?
Yeah.
I have enough.
Some of the milkweed
This
seeds.
is
Do you
so
want to
cute.
put some of the milkweed
She's
seeds
making
in
tea
here? We gotta
bombs.
do
It's the
this
cutest
one
thing
first,
ever.
okay? We gotta go in order. So we gotta sprinkle the seeds. There's some milkweed seeds in here. You want to sprinkle some of the milkweed seeds? Mm-hmm.
You want to do one all the way through?
All right.
Want to come help?
Sprinkle them into the compost and into the clay and make a ball, okay?
That's not doing it. I was just
Okay, so we want to make a ball with the seeds, and then we'll take it over to the clay, and we'll give it a layer of clay. Hi, Clara. Are you making seed bombs too?
Just inspecting seed bombs.
You're inspecting them to make sure they're flourishing seed bombs. Okay, and then you roll it around in the clay. Roll your ball. Did you make a ball? Yeah, make a ball with the seeds and then roll it around in the clay.
Make a ball of this.
Uh-huh.
Alright, go check out.
And then you can put, so after you make your ball, put it in the clay. And then here's your special container. I'll write your name on it.
Look how my very own special container.
This is your very own special container. Here you go. Claire's just watching it for you. You put it in there, and when it dries and hardens, you can throw it wherever you want to plant flowers. Anywhere in the world where you want flowers to grow.
You want to make one? No? No, they want you gotta cover it with clay.
Oh, good. Are you rubbing them around in clay when you're done?
I'm rubbing around this.
Yeah, you make the ball in there, and then you do a layer of clay.
I already rubbed my ball in this.
Yeah, you rub your ball in the clay, compost and seeds, and then you want to secure it. You want it to make it safe inside the ball with clay all the way around it, okay?
Like this?
Yeah, you want the seeds to be safe inside the ball, so you make another layer of clay.
Sticky
safety.
I made big ones.
No.
Hey, Micah. Oh, yeah. Micah, Ava, y'all can make seed bombs, please.
No? Okay.
She's got like a giant one. All right.
It's all set up.
Right here's fine. There you go.
We need more seed bomb ninjas in the world.
We're not seed bomb ninjas.
Well, you ought to be.
Okay.
I get to be kind of like the crotchety old grandma now. I'm old enough.
Okay.
I got all this
So
over
you
here. I
make a
gotta put it
ball?
to use.
You make a
Yeah,
ball.
well, you should be.
remember you
Now
bought
do
the
it.
seeds in there? Yeah.
I don't really
You make
ask
a
kids
ball.
things. I don't. I'm
not
more
a
like I
seed
tell them
bomb
what to do.
No.
They like it
that's a good
actually.
idea.
Most of them.
Okay, so you make a ball,
They've done a lot of
and then
studies
you
that
roll it around in the
when
clay.
you always ask kids
It's
to
like one little layer
instead
of
of letting
clay.
you know where the boundaries are,
And
then
then
they're
you
kind of like
come over
they're in
here
charge,
and
and
put
then
your
it makes
bomb
not as happy of a kid.
And
It's like a 10-year study with
egg
10,000
cartons that
children.
you drive.
Bum where you
You can
work?
take 'em
And they, yeah, until they know, hey, I'm safe because Dad's in charge and I'm the kid, you know, not like you see the kids. You think they're in charge.
Look at those hands. Look at those hands. Oh my goodness. Look at those hands. They're so cute. They're magic seed hands. You're going to make the whole world full of flowers. Those are like magic fairy hands. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Perfect. Perfect. Beautiful little hands. Look at that. But they feel nice too, huh? Super clay. Man, you guys.
You smashed yours.
Wow.
That is
Seed bomb
so
explosion.
cool. That is so cool.
Don't waste them. Uh-oh. Don't waste
Yeah, flowers everywhere.
If you forget what to do, here's the instructions right here, just in case.
Oh, look at that. Instructions.
Because I know.
I have.
You want to line those up? Do they have a place to stick your seed bombs?
I know, it's easy
Well,
to because you
look
live
out.
right by here, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And look at what all I remembered.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, right? Like if my arms are all full, I'm like, my purse, my arms are full. Oh, my purse.
Yeah.
It's like, but I brought all this other stuff. Jeez. I do the same thing. But yeah, so I always have it in the van just in case.
Mom, this one's on top of here.
Okay, do you want to make your another container?
Yeah.
Amelie, are you all done?
what
When
do
you're
I
all
put
done, just wipe your hands
I know.
on this towel.
I know.
Okay.
Mom, where do I put this? What do I want to put on there?
Can I help you?
Okay, there's more milk cartons down at the end. See how it kind of works like a line? You start here, station 1, station 2, and then station 3 is
Well, is this just
the
clay?
end.
Or does this have seeds in it?
Yeah.
Can you give me a tour of what you brought so I know what we got?
Air that's already in there.
Nobody has a rubber band, do they?
Yeah, I brought some. Everything's just on the counter, in the kitchen.
Got a hair tie.
I know you have a hair
Salt,
tie. That was the
pepper,
first thing I thought.
Some serving and cooking utensils.
Oh, show you what I want to do.
The pots that I brought are the pots that were used.
Okay.
Best to dehair it
Make it
here.
work? Okay. So this is a good shot right here. And I just want to just very gently pan. So I use the rubber band. That wasn't good.
Why can't we go in the house? Can I wash my hands in the house?
No, because there's a spigot out back. Y'all can play in the backyard.
Really? Can we do it right there?
Yeah, and there's a porch and a deck. You can go on the deck if you want.
Alright, come on guys.
How are you doing? I'm tired.
You said I could get one anyway.
I know, you can pick one. I'll get one. Okay, go pick one.
I never know which one I want.
I'm not going to take the time to take pictures. If I take pictures, I'll leave my phone.
Okay. And do we have any way to save stuff for the silver flag?
They all want to wash their hands around you.
Yeah, I got tons of buckets in my car.
And we might also be able to use one of the Tupperwares that-
Yeah, I saw this in a movie, and I was like, whoa, I could do that with a pan instead of a zoom.
Except the pits are mixed in. I'm tired.
I'm going to make it a little looser, because it was a little slow, but I need it to be really slow.
Where's the...
Hey, Diane, are you there? Hello, Diane? Okay.
Oh, that's sad.
Diane, are you there?
Then try yourself. And so now, if she's not answering, then she probably, well, but then try it one more time, because she might have been like having to get back to the phone. But then herself. You know. And the message is, can she bring beans? They're in the walk-in on the floor. You know.
Hey!
Hello. Reddish brown. Got her.
That's
Hey, Diane.
lobster mushroom.
You're a really good photographer.
Hi. Ken just asked for.
There's some very stimulating color there.
Ken.
Yeah, I agree.
Beans are in the walk-in.
Can I help film?
Sure. I'll tell you what to do.
Not organic. Okay.
So when I say so, just start holding this button and don't let it go.
Okay.
They're in the walk-in. They're in the walk-in.
Or actually, the one below it. Okay. So.
They're in these rich-colored plastic.
All right, go.
You'll see a bunch of them.
Oh, and you have to point it at the screen too. Yeah.
If you can't, yeah, on the floor. On the floor.
What is that?
Okay, yeah, you just look up on it.
All right, you can
And
stop.
just bring a nice old mess, okay?
Now we're gonna turn on
Just bring some.
a feature that we have here. Where is it?
2 gallons.
Oh, there it is. Power it is. This should make it smoother. Alright, so point at the screen, and then when I say so, press the button. Okay.
That's what we want, was the skinny ones. We wanted the skinny ones. Yes.
How much was that thing?
Yep. They're the Jimmy Nardellos, yeah.
And then, stop recording.
There it is.
Right there. That's the sweet spot. We'll check the focus. Okay. Let's try to you can try to use the rubber band and make it go up smoothly. Like, if you look at that one, and hold the rubber band down here. Hold it down here like this. Like this. Put your thumb right here. And then just pull down very gently. I'll hit autofocus. That'll help.
Stay here?
Can I take one?
Sure.
Want to stay here and wait for him? You can come sit right here.
So, I said that's okay.
What do you think he was getting?
It's called the rule is the rule of thirds. So you don't always want to put everything in the center. You don't always put it off center. You use three, like split it into 3 parts and then balance the 3 parts. As long as you do that, then go to your mom's face. See? Right there. See? Perfect. Right now to her.
It's such a...
Oops, let's put it up and down to her. Watch. She's listening. He's listening. It's perfect. Now watch. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Slowly zoom out. We're bringing the conversation. Okay, stop. Stop when they stop talking.
Yeah, that's why there's like...
And then zoom out more. A little more. Right. There. Okay.
Zoom out.
Okay, now stop.
I mean, sometimes kids, hey, they're just audio tapes and all. They don't have any.
Why do you have
Not the tape.
Yeah, it's just
The difference is the tape, you know.
I could use a little
They
turn.
don't get it, you know.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay.
It's about the center of the shot. Okay, stop. Mushrooms, right? And then he's eating. Now zoom out, zoom out. Can you go any further out? So you can get your friend. Oh, you can't do it.
You can get a sense of somebody through video.
Can I turn to soy and only?
Oh yeah, go for it.
There's a whole other thing coming. How did the foraging work?
Zoom in here. You can zoom in here there too.
They made a nice hour-long program of it. They aired it at 5 a.m. And,
I like that.
Nice.
I have a little, see?
It was supposed to. It was a pilot for a potential series.
Oh, it was
Hey,
a pilot
dude.
for a potential series. Okay.
And it was a kind of a good adventure.
Yeah.
I think those things are caught nicely together, you know.
Yeah.
And, so,
Dude, really.
so, you know, it's a little lame, a little set up, you know.
Oh, it's definitely set up, yeah, I'm sure.
Excuse me.
Stop.
Wait a second here.
Leo was there.
For the audition. They wanted to get us doing something up in the hills. And you know, they just wanted something. I guess they put together what they call a sizzle reel, and they sell that to the network.
Now can I do a little?
And because these people, that's what they look like.
Alright,
what
ready?
they do on film.
Zoom into the
So they
mushroom.
choose that way.
I can do it here too.
We only have 2 minutes left. Recording?
Huge.
Look at that.
Pretty
2 minutes.
fair
Or is that
No,
how long?
it's been
okay,
going.
80
One of
seconds.
those
No,
enormous ones.
there's like 2 hours.
And it was all
No, it's 80
through pads, and there's no polish, you know.
Yeah.
And so,
Where's your nut?
so we came back with like a whole pile of them,
Zoom in
brought
and
them
get
back home,
her.
made them for a week.
Shot.
So it's like, we got some real farts.
Hey, look, watch.
Then I'm filming
It's
that
towards him and her.
up
Touch.
in
Yeah,
Washington
watch. Center
State.
shot. Stop.
And part of the thing we were doing was
slowly.
gathering glasswork.
You gotta do 2 things at once, right? So you gotta go in and center at the same time. That's how you make a really smooth pan, right? So just hold that shot. Just hold that shot.
We brought a big bag for those back.
So we're getting ready to prepare these mushrooms for a meal. And so we have 16 different species that we're going to be preparing. Some of them in more quantities than others. So I'm going to go through the species list, and as I'm going through it, I'll pick up at least one specimen of each of the different species so that we can take a look at it and see what it's going to be. So we're going to start out with the ones that have an affinity towards seafood. So Pleurotus austriatus, which is the oyster mushroom or the tree oyster mushroom, is this mushroom. And so this was growing on a stump down near the stream yesterday, and it's actually a very good edible, and it's also an edible that's also farmed and often cultivated. So there's cultivated forms of them that are available in the markets. Usually they're not so much in clusters then, they're as individuals. And this is another strain of Pleurotus austriatus. It's a very variable species. So this one came from Turtle Island up in Watauga County, and you can see that it's quite different. It was growing on wood chips up in that area. So,
Ken, I want to ask one thing.
yes.
Today I would have something I just want to mention briefly so we can make a really great thing. It's so fabulous what you're doing. For each species, please hold it up and just be still for a second.
Okay.
Because I'm zooming all around. You move a lot.
Okay.
When you talk, it's really great. I love it. But when you have the thing in your hand that I'm trying to
Okay.
focus on, I can't get the shot. just, whenever you mention the one, stop for a second, wherever you're comfortable.
Okay.
Just let me get whatever angles you want to show me within a radius that I can focus on, so that I can totally get it.
Okay.
'Cause I
So
wanna
we
get
need
the-
to
I wanna
back
get
up
each
and
one.
do the oyster, or
Well,
did you get
I
it?
kind of got it, but it's really hard.
Okay.
It's really harder.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if you whatever you want to do, but just if you would do that, it'd be great.
Okay.
And
Okay.
show it, like,
Right, like
what
totally
you're
stop
talking
and
about
turn
with the
all the
gills.
angles, and we'll
Yeah.
totally be zooming and everything. But when you're
Okay.
moving, we can't get straight.
Okay.
Awesome.
I got
job.
you.
Awesome.
Okay. So the next one that we're going to take a look at is another one that has an affinity towards seafood, and it's the lobster mushroom. So these are the lobster mushrooms, and of course they've been cut up into pieces in order to be able to clean them. But lobster mushrooms are an interesting situation that they're actually a parasite. So what you see, the orange surface, is a mold that is actually parasitizing the Lactarius, or in some cases Russula species. And so sometimes it's not really clear exactly which species that it's parasitizing, but it's a mushroom that has been collected and eaten safely by a lot of people for a very long time. And of course it's called lobster mushroom because of the color. And so it's really a very good edible, highly sought after, and in this area it seems to be associated with the Canadian hemlock forest. And so with the dying of so many of the hemlocks, we're wondering what that's going to be like, but hopefully that this mushroom will be able to survive it and continue on. So just kind of running down the list. So this is a species of Russula. There's a few of the Russulas that seem to be really good edibles. This is one that I really enjoy. It's called the green quilt Russula, or green quilted Russula. And if you look at the surface of this particular mushroom, it has this sort of blue-green color, but it's in patches, and it has like a pattern on the top of it. So it's like almost like it has a crust over the top of the outer skin. And of course it has white gills and a white stem, and it's also one of the good edibles. And since we're talking about Russulas, we'll go to the next species of Russula, and this is Russula flava. And this is one of the easiest to identify and most beautiful of the Russulas. It has this bright golden cap, and then like light yellow on the upper part of the stem, but down near the bottom of the stem, it's a very deep golden yellow color. And so Russula flava is also a good edible species. We only had a few of these. I found some when I was out looking around this morning. They're called the black trumpet chanterelles, and we have 3 different kinds of chanterelles that we're going to be having this evening, and this is one of them. And you can see, on the forest floor, this mushroom would be real difficult to spot. It's real easy to pass it up, and so you have to really be tuning in and looking for these. And it seems like we often find them like on mossy banks or along the side of trails, but I think that's more because it's so hard to see. Those are the kind of places that it can really show itself. One of the names that Gary Linkoff gave it in his Audubon's Guide to North American Mushrooms was Poor Man's Truffle. And the reason is because it has a very distinctive, strong flavor, not that different than truffles, but it's something that you and I can find out there in the woods on our own. So the Poor Man's Truffle, the black trumpet chanterelle. Found several of this mushroom down here on the farm along the stream banks yesterday. This is the purple-gilled Leucaria, and if you can see, sometimes it's surprising when you look at this kind of nondescript, sort of pale-colored mushroom. It doesn't look like it's going to be much of anything, and you pick it up, and then when you turn it over, you see the color of the gills, and it has this bright purple color. And so it also has white spores, so you can take a hand lens and look down along the edges of the gills and you can see those white spores. So it's a very distinctive mushroom, and a very good edible as well. So one that we found a few of today was this one. This is called the gypsy mushroom. And one of the things that's really distinctive, particularly in the younger specimens of this, is it looks like it's been sprinkled with flour or something over the center of the cap. And it has this light, sort of pale tan color, brownish, yellowish brownish gills, and it has these like little scales along the stalk. Usually has like a very distinct ring around the stalk as well. But this is one of the few mushrooms in the Cortinarius family that is pretty easy to identify and very safe to eat. It's one of the really good edibles. I've heard a lot of stories about Alexander Smith, who was like one of the older gurus of North American mycology, and this was one of the few mushrooms that he actually liked to eat. So it is a very good one, and so we'll get a chance to taste it a little bit tonight too. So another one, this is like one of the really prized edible mushrooms. This is called the golden chanterelle, Cantarellus sabarius. Very beautiful mushroom to find in the woods, and varies quite a bit. Sometimes you'll find individual specimens like this. This is pretty typical of the color. Sometimes it can be a little more washed out or a little brighter. There's several different species of chanterelles that have have essentially the same culinary qualities, but this is really the prize. And so we did find a few of these, so this will also be in the mix. Just to show you the variation, there's a lot of discussion about, is this and this the same species? These are both chanterelles. If you get the odor of them, they're very similar. The taste is very similar, but they look quite different. And so this is kind of the pink form, which we get a lot up in our area up near Boone, Watauga, Wilkes County. Probably even more than this one, but it's not clear whether it's a separate species or not, but it's so easy to identify that it's a very safe edible. So, and these, it was so cool today when we were out on the trail, and the children kept going out and running around and coming back, and they just kept handing me handfuls of these. And this is the cinnabar chanterelle. It's one of the smaller chanterelles. We actually had one that's even smaller, the Cantharellus minus, but this is Cantharellus cinnabarinus, the cinnabar chanterelle, or the cinnamon chanterelle. And it's a very good edible. This is one that, in dry times when you're not really getting much else, if you get down along a stream or places where like the banks are a little bit wet, this will be there. This is one of the most reliable of the chanterelle species from one year to the next, and can often happen in huge quantities. It doesn't have quite the strong flavor as the golden chanterelle, but it's still definitely a worthwhile edible and very beautiful color. Okay, let's see. So I threw one of these in here. There was only one that came in that was in good enough condition, but we talked a couple of different times today about amanitas and avoid amanitas and don't eat amanitas, and you know, some amanitas can kill you, but this is one of the amanitas that you can eat. It's called the blusher amanita, Amanita rubescens, and it occurs a lot at where I live, out along the edges of the yard and the pond. Seems to be associated with white pine, but it's a very beautiful amanita, and we did wind up with a couple of specimens that are going to go into the pot tonight as well. Okay. Purple Russell. Okay, this is one that's it's a mushroom that's not totally uncommon around here. It's called the spindle club fungus, and it looks kind of like a upside down bowling pin growing up out of the ground. And usually I'll find them, one here, one there, rarely ever enough to really do much with, but I found a nice little patch of them this morning, and they were all growing really close together. This is a lot more common species, or a similar species, out in the Rocky Mountains and the western states, but is also a very good edible. So we're going to have that as well. So, and then the mushrooms that we really got the most quantity of, and are some of the most choice edibles of this season, this time of year, are the Lactarius. And so the Lactarius corugus is named this because the top of the cap has this very textured, kind of corrugated texture to it. It's darker, and often, especially mature specimens, the cap will be upturned like this. The gills are sort of a creamy white tan color, but when you handle it, it bleeds prolifically, and so you get this white latex that comes out. And so after a few minutes, this latex will then transition from white into this darker color. And so you can see how the gills are discolored, this one even more so. And these are both very fresh specimens. It's just that where they've been handled and cleaned, it's caused the gills to discolor like that. So Lactarius corugus. And let's see. And so this is a very similar species. This one is called Lactarius volimus. And you can see that the top of the cap is a much lighter color. A lot of similarities, but just overall has a lighter color to it. The gills, when they're young and haven't been handled, are almost pure white. The stem has that same kind of tan color as the cap, and any place that you injure it, it'll have this staining, this dark bruising color. And so the two of these are excellent edibles. Often we find them in abundance, and one of the things that is also very noticeable about them is that after they've bruised a little bit, you can smell them, and the smell will be very strongly kind of a fishy odor. And but once you cook them up, they have a very nice mild flavor. So we had one other, or actually a couple of other sister species to that. We have Lactarius hygrophoroides, which is a little bit smaller, but will still grow into a good-sized mushroom, and will have like a cap that's a little bit upturned. One of the things that's really distinctive about hygrophoroides is the space between the gills. When you look at the gills compared to like the corugus, you can see that the gills on corugus are like really close, but the gills on hygrophoroides are really spaced out. It has the brown color of the cap also on the stem, and it also bleeds white. The latex comes out very freely, just like these previous two, and and will also stain dark, and will also have kind of a fishy odor. So these three have very similar culinary characteristics, even though they're three separate and distinctive species.
Can we stop for a minute?
Yeah.
We now have the beans.
I've got one more, and I'll be done.
Okay. If you got one more and you're done, then yeah. 'Cause
Okay.
I just had questions.
Okay.
Okay, good. Right. Okay, go ahead.
So the last one that we're going to look at is this Lactarius gerardii, which is a little bit different. It tends to be a little bit smaller, although they can get a lot larger than this. But it has this really gray kind of textured surface. Often the edges of the cap will be upturned as well. And the stem also has this really dark color, just like the top of the cap. So the gills, again, very much like the Hygrophoroides. They're spaced out. They're a lot farther apart than they are in some of the other species. It has white milk as well. When you cut into it, it'll bleed white milk, and it's unchanging. It doesn't, the color doesn't change on that. The only lookalikes in the Lactarius groups to this are species where either the milk or the gills themselves will change colors. So that's what's going in the pot tonight. So now we got to chop them up and throw them in the pan and fry them up.
Awesome sauce. Okay, y'all. Y'all can look at that later on the website because we'll have all the zooms and all the exact everything you said, you know, if you couldn't see it or whatever.
Oh, I missed which one this was. It's so pretty.
Russula flava.
The fire.
Uh-huh.
Are
This is
all
the
the
first Russula.
Lactariuses edible?
No.
No?
Not all Lactariuses are, but all the ones that we have here are.
Well, one would hope.
I'm not going to do that to you, Sarah.
That's also a Russula?
Yeah, you know, one of the things that we talked about is almost all the Lactaria that are not edible, if you taste just a little bit of the milk that comes out of them, it has that real peppery taste to it.
Right.
And so it's a pretty easy, you know, that in itself is a pretty easy thing to determine. So most of the lookalikes to these that we consider the really good edibles would have that peppery taste.
If you were unsure, you could just cut across the gills,
Taste
the milk
it,
and go,
and
oh, okay, I
yep,
don't want that one.
don't want to eat that.
I was wondering about that green crusted one. That was so amazing, the story, because I thought, is there mold on that one or what? You know, but you're telling it's part of it.
Yeah, it's like it's got
like a symbiosis, right?
Yeah.
Some kind of little fungal thing on
I wish I would have heard
that.
that one.
This one.
It's on there. It's on.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
awesome.
right. We got to capture all this magic, and then you can watch it anytime.
I'm just curious about these lobster mushrooms. So should I not worry and eat those because we have a patch now? You know, but I'm just a little like what if it what if that parasitized an amanita and I couldn't tell, or you know?
Well, you know, that's something that's mentioned in some of the books and this and that, but
everybody eats them and nobody.
One of my greatest gurus of all time was Orson Miller, and Orson, one of the forays we had up at Little Switzerland at Wild Acres many years ago, Orson was there, and he said, people keep saying that, but there's never been a verified account of somebody getting sick from eating a lobster mushroom. There's not any documentation anywhere about that.
Well, we need to move over here now, Ken. I know you've been told to ask you to come this way. So whenever you're ready, we can bring these. I guess we can help carry them, or however we're going to chop them. We're going to chop them here. Whatever we're going to do, rinse them first, whatever, I don't know.
They're ready to go.
Come wherever Pat's ready to go over here for saying, come on, we got to get you over there.
So if we can chop them here, it'd be easier.
So where's the knives? Let's get the knives.
Here's one.
Get the knives from the kitchen. Get the knives. And we found one sticking out of the tree. We washed it. Thank you. It was great. That worked. I chopped onions with it. And then we got a couple of more.
And it's so beautiful. And Taylor did a whole bunch of Zooms and things and stuff with this earlier and got all the kids doing stuff. We got some great shots with the kids. He was teaching them how to run camera.
Mm-hmm. Great. So you need to go in and talk about how many beans
ready to go.
and how you want them prepped.
Let's see. So this is going to be, probably want to keep this pretty simple. Probably like a couple of handfuls, yeah, with the lactarius.
Can you just go give them the amount? Like just show them how much they want to do?
Yeah. Where are they?
They're in the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I will.
Because then they want to prep more than
all chopped, right?
Okay.
And then also see how much onion you want, because you're going to cook your that stuff first.
Okay. Okay.
That's going to go into the sauce.
That was.
Ooh, let's see, what is this? Pump chemicals to the pepper plants. And so that's been going on those fields for years. So we're going to take some time and try to build the fertility back up.
Is that the spore getting bigger?
Yeah.
The spores are germinating.
We're going to do some neat stuff. I think most of it's going to be no-till.
Okay.
It's initially getting worked up, and then it's going to go into cover crop, and then we're going to use these tractor. I'm not going to. I say we, but as farm as a whole, we're going to use these tractor implements that don't require you to till the soil anymore. So like the cover crop will grow, and then you come in with this thing called a roller crimper, and it just rolls over all the plant material, and it kind of breaks the stem as it rolls over it, and it makes the plants just kind of lay there and dry out. So it's just like a mulch laying there, and all those roots stay in the soil undisturbed. And you can, at that point, plant another cover crop, or you can come in with a no-till seed drill and plant your corn or whatever you want to plant in there without.
Basically stretched as far as I could spread.
What do you think?
Good. Try to play the game of
There are times when art does not have priority over
Having to do a lot of desk time where you're just 1000% focusing on making it the best presentation, you know, from what you shot. So it takes a lot more time to produce the videos than it takes to shoot them. So that's what we are in the desk a lot, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to kind of, I have gardens and I love farming and I love gardening. It's my other passion besides media, and so I really love it. I'm so happy it's combined in my life. So I have to fry myself, you know, like a little fried on potato at the bottom of the pan. I scrape myself out of the desk and get out there.
I can't even mother
I was going to ask you if you wanted water. And would you like to put those in the car?
Please record your voice message. When you are finished recording, you may hang up or press pound for more options.
Hey Meredith, I need to know, actually I think I figured it out, never mind.
Hey.
The recording kept going for so long that by the time I, you know.
Hey, that's the best message you can ever get, right?
Yeah, right, yeah. I don't, we might, we'll see if it's, probably everybody brought their stuff down.
No. You're boom.
Okay, yeah, sure, yeah, that's fine, yeah.
The water in the kitchen we can drink. Did you make it out over
Yeah.
often?
Pretty often.
That was a, probably for workshops like this.
Yeah, a lot of Asheville people come over our way too.
Okay.
Just did a workshop in Hot Springs 2 weeks ago.
Okay. And do you have a website or something?
Are you familiar with it at all?
I don't have a website at this point,
Different alcohols boil at different times.
but that's coming soon.
Okay. So how do people find out about the things that are going on?
You can friend me on Facebook, and I post events, you know, that way, or send me your email, and you know, I can put you on the list.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, we'd have to do the email thing because I don't do Facebook. I have young kids and I don't have time to do Facebook.
So just maybe if I get a minute.
Sure,
after
no,
this, I'll
yeah,
give
no
you a
problem.
card.
And we'll be here tomorrow also.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, I'll give you a card
That'd
with
be
my email
fantastic.
address.
Sure.
And I can just get you on our list, and that'll take care of it.
That would be great.
Is that you need to know what temperature the alcohol that you want to really do all enough time for the previous one to work out in the distillery. Didn't have big before you have that one come in. A lot of times you need to stop boiling.
Can I have everybody's attention for a minute?
Yes.
I need a count on how many people are here and eating, and does anybody know if there are people at the river?
I was just down there and I didn't see anybody.
Okay, so
we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people out here.
7 people there. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Another mitt.
Let's say 5 there. Well, you're welcome to take
Would you mind watching this for just a minute?
Yeah, no
and
problem.
while I'm thinking of it, I'll just get a card. I need to
sure.
get something else anyway. So.
Yes. Yes. Chemistry is definitely one of the more difficult. Yes, but now you have some interest in it. Whenever you get exposed to it in the past, you didn't have any reason to be interested in it. But now you do.
We had the natural building extravaganza at the end of July, which was a week-long intensive all things natural building. And that was so cob.
That's why I grabbed that because
Cob, adobe, slip straw, various forms of those. Like there was one wattle and daub, glass and plaster. They did earth and plasters and natural paint. They did September paint, living root, lots of different stuff. Yeah, it was really good.
Does anything to get it ready when you're done?
Because it was like
Yeah, these things are a little bit crunchy still, but I think this is getting close.
where we were doing stuff. 6 of them from like 9:30
So I put a bean on there and see what you do.
with a 1-hour lunch.
I guess we can wait until, yeah, he'll be back. Because he seems to have a pretty good handle on cooking. Yeah.
To me,
Yeah.
honestly, we didn't do much.
In the morning, I
but
think people could
enjoyed
stay
the
behind and cook with him rather than
strawberry
go
and
in another
bag.
Oh, really?
Because they,
I thought that was with Mark Williams.
yeah, essentially, so it's like
I didn't see Mark here today, though, so I don't know if he's...
that they fill with like kitchen wall out of
504.
Yep, that is what it says.
And that's the other thing that goes into chemistry that's
Hey, nice to meet you.
Or I think like you can use clay or sand. You built a house.
Sure. Yeah, taste the bean. It's a little bit crunchy still, but I think it's getting close.
Pretty close to there.
Yeah, and then between each layer.
So you also do garden design.
Yeah.
whole television show that he does that he took notes.
So it keeps them from sliding at all.
Really fine for cooking.
Yeah.
You do like native plant permaculture kind of stuff,
Yeah,
or just whatever
two
people
things. And then
Both, I try to push it in the direction of
incredibly heavy, so they're
not always.
not going anywhere anyway, but that's just to really make sure that there's something there.
You know, animal horticulture has been good to me as well. Paid the bills.
And there's not any empty space, honestly. You can tell at least that they're able to move around inside the bag. So.
Huh.
I forgot his last name. Steve.
Well, I wouldn't know him anyway, probably.
Okay. For their profession, but they have a company called Mud Straw Love.
Is it about brewing at all, or?
So my friend, I'd like you to be able to try both dishes,
Yeah,
but
man.
in the pandemonium of trying to make it with just all the things we have, I put the pasta, because we have to put it into the first dish, the sauce that was out here. It hasn't been mixed, so I can take a spoon and get enough sauce out for you, but then it would have been somewhat contaminated.
You know, I'm not that heavy.
Okay, good. That's what I was hoping. Yeah.
All right, so how can I help with that?
You can get a separate container. You want to have two separate dishes, right? There's going to be the Lactarius and the red sauce, and then what Ken's making is going to be another one. So you don't want to put, you want what your wheat-free pasta now to be divided in 2 units, and it'll be prepared 2 different ways. Okay.
All right, just like 2 places on one plate, that kind of thing.
No, I don't think so. Because we're doing it for more than you. Maybe I don't know if anybody else is gluten-free, but I don't know what you can do. You just.
Yeah.
I put half of your pasta in this, and then the other half here, and then we'll put the pasta in half, and one half, and not in the other one. Okay.
Okay, so just take this pasta and put half of it in there.
Yeah,
okay, I can handle that.
I figured you could, Doug.
Well, you never
I didn't
know.
doubt it for a minute, actually.
You never know. I mean, it's still gonna be a lot of pasta. See?
Well, we're expecting that you're not the only person eating it.
Oh, okay.
That's the plan.
That's
We're
the whole
expecting
plan.
somebody else is going to show up to be gluten-free because that's the way the world's going these days.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so now I'll let you do this part too. I'm looking for a better spoon. And I guess this one's going to have to do. So.
What kind of spoon is this?
Yes, that's the spoon we need. So then, Doug, if you will then take one of these units, go over there, take the spoon, and fish out, you know, the sauce before we stir it into the pasta. You see the sauce is kind of below on the side. See it there?
Yeah.
For one more thing of pasta to cook, but I was saying something about that could be for seconds or something.
Yeah, there will be for seconds.
And I don't know what to put these beans in because we don't have another garnish. Are they in the bag of your?
Right there, thanks. I have all the solutions. They just take a while to manifest. Solutions are me. And Doug, there will be no gluten-free cobbler, I'm sorry to say.
Well, it'll just be that way.
We only have one way to cook it, so that's all I gotta go get. But there will be peaches.
Well, I'll eat some peaches. That'll be fine.
Somebody watching that campfire cobbler?
Is somebody what?
Watching the campfire cobbler.
Cobbler's not started yet. Love for you to start it now. Can't go in the fire until we're done cooking the other things anyways.
Okay, Ken's done. Yay.
Good, great. We are
Anything
very,
else?
very, very close if Ken's done.
What is this great big thing?
That's for tomorrow, thank you.
Oh. Good. At least tomorrow there's going to be stuff back. Well, you just cantaloupe watermelon too right here.
Okay, so
what are you going to serve?
What we're going to do with that is use this bowl and mix the pesto that Michelle made with the mushrooms that you have and the pasta that's in here. And that's the dish that shows off those mushrooms. Okay? So ask Michelle to get the pesto's over there. It's right there.
Pesto's here, yeah. So we want to put them all in this big
Yep, they're all going in there. So you're going to put that what you have in there.
This is pasta with sauce. I'm supposed to get some sauce out of here in a non-glutinous way for the non-gluten pasta.
Oh,
this is camp cook.
Where do you want to do this?
If you move that cutting board a little bit so I can set this up there and get a grip on things.
It seems to be a one-bedroom town with an apartment below.
There's an apartment below, okay.
Yeah, which is probably needs a lot of mold remediation, like most basement apartments.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, Michelle said, there's a stove down there. I said, we'd probably die of mold poisoning if we tried to use it.
What do you know about mold remediation? I think we got a moldy house.
Yeah, talk to, I think, is Will still here? Will was with Peg. He was tall, and Peg was tall too. They'll probably be back tomorrow, because he has done that over at Goldmine. He's got a formula. It includes hydrogen peroxide, vinegar, and borax. He swears by that. He thinks it works really well.
Oh my God, this is great, Patrick.
Pardon?
This is great.
Is it? Good. That was the plan, Doug.
The plan for it to be great. You pulled it off,
So
dude.
you can even say that we didn't have any done.
Absolutely.
So do we take it? Do I take it out and put it on the table?
Yeah, take it out, put it on the table.
First time I ever.
Okay, what can we do?
Let's see. So do we make a table in the light?
Whoa, you got way more CDs than I thought you did.
Oh Lord, yes. I kind of kept cranking them out for a while.
Yeah, y'all are just filling up on apples, aren't you?
That's fine. You do that. Absolutely. See, you're the perfect person to be doing that, right?
Since I'm making the, it turns out, right, that I happen to be the one mixing the.
Yeah.
It's dark up there now. It's hard to get them to sit in the dark. Okay? Come on. Did you see the dark one?
In case you
But there's
didn't
so
bring
much going on.
Okay, good.
I was thinking on our way out of the hike.
We got one thing on the table.
Bum, 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 bum. What is this?
This is that's non-gluten pasta with sauce.
Okay, non-gluten.
There's gonna be another gluten-free one coming up too. I wonder, do we use these as our dishes? Or do we take these out to use as our dishes, or do we?
I don't know.
There's a few dishes there. You found
That's
some.
ours. I brought these,
Okay. Well, we just might leave these here.
That's the border one.
So, because of being work done yesterday and stuff, not feeling good.
You can eat right now.
Well, I'm gonna just go.
Might take some food with you.
So,
I really wish you'd take some food with you.
Nope. But anyway,
It's ready to go here, are you sure?
had in the,
I'm gonna bring you some food, love. I want you to eat this. Okay?
anyway, if there was,
Food's ready.
how are you gonna do this? Because I have the van.
I'll get it right.
No, it has to do with putting all this
I have
stuff
a car.
coming back to the house.
Wait, what stuff? No, don't worry about this stuff.
You're gonna leave everything here
No,
all
I'll
night?
clean up and I'll leave it here. Yeah.
How will
Except
it
for what
fit?
we need.
Right, Doug?
What's that?
We're going to link all your stuff in the website so everybody can learn about learning all your stuff.
There's a lot of link.
I want to learn everything. I really, it's so great. I know a lot of old timers around here too. I'm an old fan of old timers, and I used to hang out in nursing homes and meet the oldest people I could meet and learn all their stories. And
Right.
I knew Mary Jane Queen before she passed, and she was great, you know.
And I drove her all the way to her house. I brought her all the way back to the radio station, had her on my radio show, and
Who's
she
Mary
read me
Jane
her
Queen?
poetry. Huh?
Who's Mary Jane Queen?
Mary Jane Queen is lived up in Jackson County, and she's in the Smithsonian for being a mountain music woman. And she sang and carried the songs, all the songs, that you're talking about, like.
A bearer of tradition.
Yeah, and she's in Smithsonian came in the movie Songcatcher.
Okay.
The movie Songcatcher was out on her porch. The filmmaker was inspired, and I sat on that porch with her, and the most magical breeze with all the blueberry blossoms just blew across, and she said, "This is the poem." She's very old, and I said, "You want to do my radio show? I want to hear your poetry. I want to put you on the radio and have people hear what your story, And she goes, "Well, you're going to have to come and get me because I don't drive." So here's how to get there. And there was this long, huge drive, and she told me, "There's 2 juniper trees right in my driveway. If you see the juniper trees, that's my drive." And I drove up in Cane Creek and down Coley up at Joe Cole Rock area with that ancient rock with all them inscriptions on it.
Caney Fork?
Cane Fork, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Cane Fork, that's right.
I used to
way
go up there.
Out there.
I used to
now,
go up
she
there,
used to be a prince, and then she married a queen. So she went from prince to queen, and many years passed between when her husband died and when she died. So she was my friend, and she's one of her best songs you'll hear. She said, "Lord, I wish I was a single girl again." She talks about all the kids on the apron and the thing and the kitchen and the husband and oh God, what the hell did I get into, And she's so sweet. And her husband died, she didn't move any of his clothes. They were all in that room, just lined up, all his suits, everything. But she said, "You're going to have to come and get me if you want me to come on that show because I don't drive." And then I went through all that and I saw them juniper trees. I was like, there it is. It was like Queen. She goes, "This is my family's place." So every mailbox says Queen, but when you see them juniper trees, that's my house. And I'm like, oh my God, there it is, there it is.
And was it juniper like red cedar?
Big junipers, like a big, almost like a hedgerow type plant, big juniper, but it's a big kidney nephron opener. It'll open the nephrons, the tiniest filtrate little mechanisms in your kidneys. That juniper will open that right up. If you want to get serious with there's a homeopathic where you take like 5 junipers, then the next day 6, and the next day 7, up to like 13, 14%, and then you go back down to 5, and then you ease off it. It will throw you into a kidney cleanse you ain't never seen in your life.
I bet, yeah.
But anyway, so I drove her all the way back to the radio station, like an hour and a half, had her on, reading her poetry from when she was a young girl, and then brought her all the way back. Took me a day, whole day. Yay. Oh my God, the baby.
That's gluten-free, that one.
Oh, and I'm gonna get another gluten-free. This is gluten-free with red sauce.
This is gluten-free with the red sauce from
Yeah, I've got a gluten-free with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she knows.
You want me to take these? Do you want me to take these away from us?
Yeah.
He's using. Okay, great. That's what we were mashing the herb stuff into.
No, if anybody needs a plate, I have plates and forks and things. Extra in there in case anyone needs any.
Is this red sauce or custard?
That's a gluten-free one. The gluten-free, they have the same red sauce that I think that it will be in the next. This is the other one, right?
Right, this is the pesto. This is the mushroom. No,
This is the gluten-free red sauce.
Gluten-free red sauce.
And that's the glutinous other sauce, right?
Glutinous.
Well, wheat pasta, right? Wheat. And that's the other gluten-free one?
Gluten-free one, yes.
Oh, great.
I think that's what he said.
Yeah, these two are the gluten-free then.
They're both gluten-free?
This one.
These two.
And these two.
Yeah, it's a different kind of pasta. Ready for it?
I'm ready.
Hey, Elliott, come here, honey.
Yeah, are we? Is everybody ever ready? Right?
Yeah, we're all ready.
You're not hungry?
Diego, I've got some of that pesto without the pasta in the kitchen. Try to get some goodies here.
Good, thank you. You're doing great.
Sure.
Appreciate your help.
Sure. Okay.
Come here, Daddy.
Do you want to come and try the?
I think you're gonna smell a lot better.
Just that you've been here know how to put you to work.
BYOC.
Yeah. Want to see? Want to see? You want to take this one? I'll get the next one.
Yeah.
This is one-handed business. It's hard, you know. Yay. So you were the radio narrator?
Yes, I called you and bugged you.
Right.
Please, and I'm so glad you came on.
We're gonna sit on the fire.
It was great.
Right?
It's on the homepage now.
Yeah, ultimately, yeah.
Yeah, we're here now.
Downwind of the fire.
No, it's not right now. Here, just sit down.
You sit wherever you want.
This is cool right here now.
Not smoky.
So where's that radio show from?
Me.
You do it right out of here?
No, I do it. I do it independently of Living in the Farms, but I do it as part of Living in the Farms, but it's mine. So
I see.
No one, none of the packets tell me what I say. One day he tries. but yeah, I do a great thing.
And who how do you hear that? How do you hear the
online? I have a couple of hundred, almost 300 shows now, several hundred shows. I have a bunch of TV shows too, from when we had our TV station. So we can just every week a live show. Hour long, but yeah, grab brand stuff.
Some of us are so hungry we couldn't even be ceremonial or anything.
Yeah, so it's on the homepage of Living Web. If you go to the scroll toward the bottom half of the page, it's Pat and I are sitting there. It's a shot, and what we do is I have Earth Heart Network Radio, which is my own channel on Blog Talk Radio, and then we record.
What's it called? Earth Work?
Earth Heart, one word, EARTH, one Earth, one breath, one heart. It's all about magnifying love from the heart to its stewards to truly create sustainable culture right now, and it's really the power we have is love, and that's why all these media outlets are out there pumping fear, because they know that's the one thing if you put inside of people's head, you can make them, throw off their power and get all usurped, so to magnify love is the ultimate power. That's how I see it. That and taking action every day.
Let me maybe take this call here. Well, howdy. Yes, indeed. Well, how are you doing? Oh, they're not where they're supposed to be. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I was wondering. Well, I figured it might be something to do with garden or livestock. Speaking of garden or livestock, Rosie came to this little gig. Brought one of her local neighbors from up on Cane Creek with her. So the two of them, two characters. And she said that dogs got in and killed all her goats except one. And chickens too. Oh man, what a well, all but two, I think. Man, what a drag. How'd you hear about that? No. Oh. Yeah. No. So anyhow, very sad. So maybe I'll go have a little supper and think. Yeah. It seemed like it was just fine. To me it was a little low key, or at least mostly because Ken had a lot of mushrooms, and so it was kind of, and we kind of planned it that way because there's more mushrooms in the woods than different kinds of plants. So he kind of would get into them and just kind of go on and on about different mushrooms. We got a lot of nice mushrooms, and so we're eating them now. So, all right. I wish it was a little earlier, but there you go. Work with what you got, But really nice folks. I'm doing okay, I think. Yeah. I kind of no rain. Did you all get rain? Wow. Okay. All right. All right. Well, it may rain here too. Who knows? So I'll talk to you later, sweetie. Love you. Bye bye. Sit down. Make yourself. That'll work. I'll try this one here. Maybe since I started here, I'll come over here and.
indicates.
It's been dark, you know. It's got to be like 9 o'clock at least. So this is the gluten-free over here. These curlies.
And I think this is the tomato-based sauce, and that's the
You are so right.
Okay, I didn't know if you know.
Oh, okay, so you've just got two variations of the...
Two variations. Same two variations that the weedy folks have.
Oh, there's another variation to... I should try that.
I think there's a red sauce. Should be in there. I don't know. It's in a big square pot.
Oh, okay.
I mean, a big round
Maybe.
cylindrical pot is the way to put it. Yeah, and it's good. Well, it's
I want to try that. Okay, do you want a little bit off of my plate? I just put it on there.
Oh, no worries.
Do you want some?
No.
Okay.
Thanks.
Because I don't want it all. Well, I'll just give it to one of the kids because I'm going to try some of the red sauce.
Okay.
I was trying to pawn it off on you.
Well, no, I mean, that's fine.
I just didn't want to put it back in the bowl, but I just put it on my plate.
Yeah, that's fine.
There.
You gave me all of it.
I know, it's those noodles, you know, it's those noodles.
Just kind of hold together.
Uh-huh. Okay, everybody's getting fed. Jeremy? You want some spaghetti? Okay, I'll give you some spaghetti. Here, you want to have some of this?
Well, she might be inside, actually.
There you go. They're both so yummy, aren't they?
Is Pat out here somewhere?
Who knows? I don't know.
I don't see him. I'm going to get by real quick, okay? Okay.
Yeah, it's dark enough, right?
Yes. I didn't know I was sitting around because I'm like, where did I put that?
So on your radio show, it's something it's live every day, or you just pull on?
I do it every Tuesday live at 1. We remember to be 1 at 1. Now I could do 7 days a week, several hours if I wanted, but I have so much media work for a living, you know. But if I used to do more, and it's fine if I do more. I mean, I can do whatever, you know. But I still do my work, but you know that I have in addition to whatever. But it's all about earth stewardship and engaging people to light that fire in their heart, to live their passion and purpose, and then connect with other people that love similar things, like great lore and stories.
How do you tell how many people you get to listen to it?
I look at my stats and I see how many listens I have.
How many listeners do you get on that kind of thing?
I have several 100,000 listens at this point, you know, but they're different people are repeat listens, you know, and then we get new ones, and then we have stuff, you know, everything cross-pollinates and it all grows and grows, but I don't worry about. The great thing is
I spent my whole life in radio, and I've spent just thousands and thousands of hours of live radio that has gone out into the galaxy at this point as a frequency that could be heard if someone had a radio somewhere. But like now, every show is online, and so
Right, so you just, it's all right there.
Are archived, and in all my life, we used to have to make backup tapes if we wanted, on reel to reel, and that's where I came from, vinyl, before CDs, I was in radio, and so it's really great because you can hear any show anytime. And see, Patrick comes on at 1:30 or so, and he does This Week in the Garden. So if you go to any week in the year, you can tune into what's happening going on in that time. So you want to fast forward to November, hey, go to last November. Here's what's going to be happening in November. So it's a really powerful tool, as a gardening resource as well. And people can just email their questions and Pat will answer on the air. But I do really cutting edge news. That's my whole part. I do all this super editorialized, mega opinionated, super news.
Right.
You don't hear it anywhere else, guarantee you.
Hey, look, there's 2 lights.
Thank you very much, Doug.
Oh, man.
I'm going to do that tomorrow.
All right, great. Great, nice meal, huh?
Huh?
Nice meal we had.
Yeah, it was all very tasty.
Really quite good.
I was hoping I got to at least try everything, and I'm going to leave the rest for everybody else.
Late enough.
Yeah.
All right, man. Good. Take care.
I'm Stuart, by the way. I don't know if
I think I heard it at least once, but I'm not saying I remember it. But.
Yeah.
All right, Stuart. Well, great. Thanks for being such a good part of this whole thing.
I love the magenta lentil, right? And so I love those burgundy beans too. It's so much easier to pick, and you don't miss all the beans.
It's true. Well, we don't miss all the beans because we're.
Well, you're good at it.
Jeremy's like.
You're Jeremy's side.
Because I'm Jeremy's side, and I know not to mess.
Unless you want to see you.
Yeah.
You're like, well, that'll be easy.
But I remember actually, this thing talking about the magenta lentil is I remember when I was first getting into plants like 12 years ago. And at the herb festival, the big ones they have every year, I think I actually bought magenta lentil.
I like to participate in cleaning up before.
Which is kind of ridiculous. Yeah,
They're
I'm
amazing.
just remembering that and looking back and being like, I can't believe I bought magenta lentil. I can't believe I bought it.
Or like I bought mugwort or something. I'm like, oh my gosh, I really bought that? Wow. Oh, wow.
I was thinking, Mike's dad bought water slime at a jail market one time. He bought like 6 plants of purslane. And he planted them in his garden. And it like where all of his peppers were. And I was moving those out to like the edge of the
Yeah, like the people that are like totally the most unconscious person in the world about gardening. You go to their house and they'll have like this huge thing of purslane. they don't do anything out there, the purslane just takes over. But it's so high in omega fatty acids, right?
I love it.
Omega-3 fatty acids. It's like the highest like edible wild crazy thing.
We're talking about purslane.
Purslane, yeah, right. And all the things that lower triglycerides, right? So it helps your, blood fat balance or whatever. Absolutely amazing, biophysiologically, speaking, it's an absolute gem.
Have you had pickled purslane?
Oh yeah. No, I haven't. You know what? I think I heard of it, and I never had it. I get it many times. Oh my god, that sounds
yeah,
good.
it was really good.
A little soft, but throw in some horseradish or grape leaves or something.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Nice and kimchi
I never
too.
thought of it, 'cause it does. It sounds perfect. Kimchi with it?
Yeah.
Really? Ooh, that sounds good. Meredith's like the kimchi queen. We did a workshop with her, the videos online. But like purslane in the kimchi, I wonder if she's tried that. That would be so. It sounds so good.
That's the one. It's tamari. An apple cider vinegar. That sounds really good. Yeah, Doug, we were just talking about how in my younger years of learning plants and from the other people that I've experienced and then learning about wild edibles, but buying them at like the different tailgate markets in the herb festivals. Like I bought a lamb's quarter, like 10 or 12 years ago.
To plant.
Yeah, it was the magenta one.
Oh, yeah.
Still I bought it.
But they're special,
They are, and then another friend bought purslane and planted it in his garden. Yeah.
You know what? One time I had to rebuy. One time in my life I had it where my life wasn't just seeding magenta spring everywhere because I had it once, right? And I had to buy it one more time again, and I went and bought it, and you know what? Probably I don't know how many places it's growing now because of that.
No, it's true.
It's everywhere, right?
Well, I was asking Jeremy, I was like, is there any way that we can just have the weeds that are in the garden, like have them all be, chickweed and dandelion and purslane, instead of these grasses, or like the horse nettle or the amaranth or whatever.
Right, make a biodiverse little forage fodder thing.
Yeah, if all of our weeds could be edible too, then we'd be set, right?
That's the perfect thing, right? And it's a pollinator, insectary, a beneficial insectary thing.
We let
Seemed like enriching the soil is a big part of it. Seemed like the weeds really want the rich soil. The lamb's quarters and the chickweed.
Oh yeah.
They want the richness.
They do. We do have a lot of lamb's quarters and chickweed in the garden and purslane, but and some dandelion, but mostly around the edges of the.
Sleep tight.
Yeah. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, I think we might be a little late for any storytelling tonight. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta get my kids in bed.
Yeah, so maybe we can start off in the morning. Maybe we'll start off with a little session.
That'd be fun.
Because I got a bunch of plant stories and things.
Much better light.
Yeah.
Better light, you gotta be. Got that, Ken?
What's that?
He just was saying. Doug was saying. Everybody's zoning down for the storytelling.
It's been dark for an hour or so. It's got to be at least 10 o'clock.
Come here, sweetie. Yay.
Okay. Taylor. Where is he? He's shooting in your son. Taylor! It's over there. It's like, might as well turn off these microphones. It's better.
Oh yeah, in fact, I might
turn off.
Yeah, I might unrig.
Here, I'll just take off the microphone.
So are we starting off at 9 o'clock sharp in the morning? Is that the plan?
I think that's the plan. Maybe we'll start with some stories in the beginning. I got a bunch of stuff that'll.
Do you know where we're going tomorrow?
Yeah, we're gonna walk from here basically down to the river. So you might want to be available to swim, or at least to get wet. And I think it'll take us most of the morning to get down there, just looking at all the different plants.
Okay.
It was wonderful to meet you.
Wonderful to have you on board.
Thank you so
all right,
much.
All right. Mañana maybe or not?
Good to see you. Probably not.
Well, there you go. Glad you made it for today.
Yeah, thank you so much. Bye, Mama G.
Thanks for all your help.
Here you go, Dad.
I'm gonna get some.
Move on it, Taylor.
I'm going infrared. I need light. Oh, yeah.
We'll do another cabo tomorrow. It'll be twice as big or more.
Whoa, thank you.
So, did you taste all the mushrooms, Ken?
I could taste a lot of them. I mean, when you mix so many different kinds like that, it kind of all comes together. But it was goodness. The Lactarius actually, they actually stand their ground better than any others.
They're really rich, aren't they?
Yeah.
And cooking them in sauce is great because you don't have to use as much oil, you know.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
fry them up and get them caramelized and then let the sauce finish it, you know.
You know, that's something you can do with honey mushrooms too. Cook them long, cook them down. You know, get a lot of the liquid out of them, and then put sauce on.
I'm going to pick some and do it. I sure know how to find them. I've been passing up hundreds of pounds over the years. I used to sell foraged mushrooms and I bring them, but then I'd say I can't tell why I don't like them and nobody ever buy them. But any mushroom I brought to market would always be at least $35 a pound. People didn't want to buy them, I'd say, it's okay, I'll take them home and eat them.
Here? In Asheville?
The great thing about mushrooms is there's no set price, you know?
That's right.
Wild forage mushroom, it's like, I'm going to charge a price that makes me willing to part with something that I'd love to eat myself, you know?
Have you had a chance to read that book? That, what's his name, Langdon? Somebody did The Mushroom Hunter.
No.
It's about the commercial mushroom industry. It's pretty interesting. I mean, that's like a incredible big underground network out in the Northwest.
No, I hadn't even heard of it. I'll have to check it out. Have you seen Trad's new book?
No.
I just heard that it was out. I haven't seen it either.
How in the world do you have time to write a book?
Well, I know he didn't come through for us, so that's one way. He came out, did a consult, was supposed to do all these trials and tell us what mushrooms were best for our horse bedding, and he never did.
Yeah.
I sent him $40 worth of shipping of samples, and that never happened, you know. So that's how. I mean, you got to drop balls, you know.
Yeah.
So you drop the ones that are least important, you know. I guess consulting's not as important as book. Makes sense, right?
I see.
But I won't be having them again because he won't let us film them. You know?
He won't let you film it.
He'll let us film them, but he won't let us post it. And we're all about posting it, you know? We're all about teaching. You're okay with us posting it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I figured you would be, Ken. I hope I asked before this, but we never will do it without asking, that's for sure. You know?
Well,
and we're fine with you using it any way you want. And if you need to get a copy that's not on a computer, we can do that for you too. You know? We want you to benefit from the filming as much as possible.
Yeah. Well, I can't imagine any scenario that I wouldn't want it to be out there because, you know, that's the whole purpose. For me, you know, that's my work is to put it out there. I mean, it needs to be available and free.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Can I please have some copper? I haven't had any.
Go for it, my friend. Just don't watch out. The pot's gonna be real hot, so just use a spoon, okay?
Oh yeah. Use some of that.
You're making that up.
I've been doing dishes. I earned it.
You earned it. I think you also did a lot of pesto, right?
I tell you what.
You earned it. You absolutely.
That girl's earning her keep for sure.
I always do.
You always
them
do.
that do and them that don't. And then them that will if you remind them to.
No, there was one year at the summer solstice where we had a huge meal, and then after about half an hour, everybody was like, "Okay, time to go do the dishes." And they went over, and all the dishes were done.
And they were so happy.
What's your name?
I'm Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. I know you did tons of work. I appreciate it very much.
Sarah is an old friend that had no idea that I had anything to do with this weekend.
Oh, really?
She signed on for it.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
And she was over at our place last weekend. And she said, well, I'm doing this wild foraging weekend. Where?
Hey, Sid, is there plenty of peach cobbler? I might take another little scoop.
There's not plenty else.
Oh,
What
am
you
I
got
wrong?
is what you got.
Okay.
Everybody else is good.
All right.
Tomorrow we're going to make more.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, no, that you got an appropriate amount.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Good. Good.
That's
You know,
why
this-
I'm
this
asking.
past kid stuff, is that a-
No, I don't want to take anything
a little
else.
bit in there.
No, I should have made more, but that's what I figured out for tonight. You know? I know
No problem.
I'll know to make more tomorrow.
No problem.
Need light?
What is said appropriate amount?
I don't know. I'll tell you when you're taking too much.
All right.
Probably about twice and a half of that.
All right.
I want everybody to get a taste. We'll make more tomorrow. We got lots of ingredients and stuff.
Sounds good. I have a rose mead to share if you're interested.
Oh, cool. And I have Pisgah Pale Ale if you're interested in that. But I'll go to this now and wait on a Pisgah Pale Ale. So are you giving me all of this or am I just tasting it?
It's going around.
Okay, I'll pass it around. Okay.
Oh my God. Take a bit. Oh my God.
That is very nice.
I was going to say, ain't nothing wrong with that at all.
That rocks.
Well, gentlemen,
Have you had it?
I have a little taste.
I am hitting the road. I will see you in the morning.
See you in the morning. Thank you again for all of your help.
Nope, that's what I'm here for. We start at 9?
We start at 9.
Start at 9. I'll be here. Pleasant evening.
Okay, Sarah. See you tomorrow.
You know.
You ready for bed, babe? Okay, it's time.
What a valiant effort of keeping up with all those giant kids. Really. It's like the littlest type, like really keeping up with all those big ones, you know, just trying so hard.
Yeah.
So cute. I was watching.
Reglan. That's so fast. You can get fast one day.
It's the roundup we need.
Oh my God, what? Yeah, Michael, why don't you serve it for him? So they don't get burnt.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Jeremy will serve it. I'll be the lamp.
Not much.
Well, hopefully enough to get a taste, right?
We'll leave the light on for you.
Okay.
We're ready. She's asleep. She's like a little log. Don't worry about waking her up.
You don't want to see your name?
So Ken, strategy. I think it ended up that there were 2 separate groups anyways, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think it should be 2 separate groups.
Good night,
Because
ladies.
y'all have so much to teach.
It's nice to
You know?
meet you.
That waiting on one person and being quiet is a waste of your time.
Well, good night.
So will that work for you? Yeah. Good.
Keep up the good work.
I had feedback to that effect, you know, that people, you know, want you all the time or they want Doug all the time and they can choose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. I hope it went well for you.
Yeah, it did.
Good.
Great fun.
Oh, here. I've got $80 in my wallet. Let me give it to you right now. And if I don't remember tomorrow, remind me I got to go to the debit machine and get it for you.
Be there shortly.
Oh, no, it's in my car. Let's go to my car.
Sorry.
I just got a bite of soy. It's delicious. Yeah, I'm just ready to get these kids in bed. Dish is done. Hey, thank you for a wonderful day and a delicious meal.
Thank you for
And
all your
the
help.
knowledge. Yeah,
You want to try this?
I did try it. It's delicious. Hey, I'll try it again. How about that?
Wound up that onion somehow.
We got the rose mead. It is like, you know what?
It is.
I'm so happy to hear
Oh, yeah.
Remind me to try and give you 70 more tomorrow.
I
gotta check this and I have the cash to do it.
Claire?
I'm just going to go to the debit machine and get it to the bank.
Okay, sure. And then
So,
we'll talk to you a
back here
little
at 9.
life cycle.
Yeah. Probably, if you can get here a little bit sooner so we can kind of talk about it in case anything comes up, you know?
Thanks for
10 or something like that, okay?
That'd be good.
All right, good. Thank you, Ken.
Okay, thank you.
We're not
So which mushrooms do you feel confident about, Jeremy? Do you know any that you feel more confident?
Like, I'm like,
Harvest
like if we can start like measuring, like can I know?
Yeah,
No,
we're lucky we haven't drank it yet. That's
so great.
To be honest, I didn't get to pay close enough attention to.
Well, I can definitely help you with the black cherries. You got to look at them, right?
I'm like,
I know those ones really well. And of course, the golden shot trail. Did you know that one already?
No, I didn't.
That one's probably a no-brainer, though. Now that you've seen it, right? Yeah.
I can hide out. Because I mean, I have to love.
And the good news, it's all on film.
Yeah. Jose and I get to do that in the morning.
Oh yeah, you have the morning time.
Yeah.
You have to have it. You have to keep your brain wired in all directions.
Let's go back to Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, yeah.
Awesome.
Good night. Bye night. Oh look, she's getting that very last bite.
Yeah, that very last bite.
Oh yeah. Oh wait. Okay, I will.
It really is.
Yeah, I'm talking about it. At first I thought he was worried about it, but it was just more of the waver. Yeah. Will you put that online about what to, or if they're like because the smoke disappearing as that little line and shine a light on it. Oh yeah. So then I can cater to all the groups. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna go. Oh yeah. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Hey, Mike, are you gonna come with us, or you want to stay with Pat?
I can give him a ride home if you want to let him stay longer.
Oh no, he needs to get to bed.
All right. Well, buddy, I tried.
Or he'll be tired tomorrow. It's going to be a tough thing for us to be here by 9.
Well, that's okay. You know where we're going to... Well, I think we're going to be here, but I'll try to remember to call Jeremy and tell him where we're going to be. Jeremy, why don't you call me early in the day and say, Pat, remember to tell me where we're going to be, okay?
Wait, are y'all going to go down back to the river tomorrow?
I mean, I think that's what they talked about was doing this property, but whatever. Just check it. Remind me about 8:30, and then I'll remember to tell you in case we... I want you to find us, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. And if we get back there, you won't find us by phone, you know?
Okay.
So let's check in ahead of time.
Just as long as you're not coming to Grandview. Because I don't want to wake up and have 20 people.
We have not planned to go to Grandview, actually. I mean, actually, that Pine Woods would be an interesting place to look. There's just not enough time. Because there'll probably be lots of beliefs in there. They like those piney woods, you know? Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome.
I loved having the kids here. I loved it. I mean, it turns out you didn't have to do a program, but if you hadn't had the program, we wouldn't have had the kids, you know?
It's true. Well, we still did. I did Monarch Life. I mean, I did the Mushroom Life Cycle with the little one, with Mira and my girls and Ava. And then we did the seed bombs with all the kids.
Right. So, yeah.
So they got to take home like an egg carton of seed.
And did that get filmed?
Yeah, some of it did get filmed.
Good.
Yeah,
Because we want, you know, be aggressive. Like, you know, when you think something's important, go grab Taylor and say, come film this part.
Okay, tomorrow.
Yeah, Lisa was on it.
Okay.
Okay, good night.
All right, cool.
Bye.
Good night.
Wait, I have to get my mud balls, and we have to
We'll get them tomorrow. We're coming back tomorrow.
Yeah, good night.
And you have to buy your stuff.
Take the videos out. It's great to see y'all. I'll see you tomorrow, Pat.
I'll see you tomorrow, Jeremy. I love that you made it. I love having you here.
I do too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Great to have you, Colleen.
And John Nielsen's supposed to call you with the numbers you need to call in case you see something.
Okay.
I gave him your number.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
And once again, thanks a lot for watching that. We totally want you to do it. You know?
Everything was cool though?
It was all cool. Yeah. What's happening is there's some steam back pressure at the end of the day that doesn't allow the final bit of smoke to go into the condenser.
Okay.
And so then the smoke comes up that way. They know about it, and it's not ideal. We don't want any smoke going in the air. We want it to go through the condenser. But it wasn't a problem, you know? But always safe and sorry. Every time you got a question, call someone. You know? And I love that you're there and watching.
I just drove by and the gates were locked and no cars. And
Yep.
Usually never see hardly any smoke.
Well, that's their goal. Their goal is no smoke. But they have this little thing they're still figuring out, you know? So, yeah, you can never, ever ask a question that shouldn't have been asked. You've got any doubts, always call.
Beautiful feedback. Cool. I'll see you tomorrow.
Have a great night.
Looking forward to it.
I'll see you tomorrow, then.
Alrighty.
Have a good night, man. Likewise. Bye, Claire. Bye, honey. I'll see you tomorrow. See you, Taylor. See you, Jared. Probably trying to see you to move the little ones there. Yeah. Have a good evening. You too.
Oh, darling, you're so good. Rose swan, right?
Just like.
Sometimes people put lavender in it too. But the rose swan with rose water. Rose swan, it's like eating love. Look at that. And drink it. With the mead. Right? That'll be the ultimate. I'm telling you, you can get fried Gillette, you know, those crazy tiny rings. It can have even flan and rose meat. Dude, that right there is so amazing. You know, isn't it? Right? So Martha right there, let me tell you, I just went to my niece's giant wedding. She's now becoming a wedding planner, event planner. It's like, excuse Margaret, I can't believe how much people spend on these special events, you know, and roses that they need to go now.
Yeah, it is
You were so
time.
good today with all the big kiddos. You're so big. Oh my goodness. You were so good keeping up her. That's right. Now you have good things. Well, thank you so much. Good to meet you.
Absolutely. Likewise.
Yeah, good rolling in the morning. Good day.
Yeah.
That little kid was the smallest kid of everybody and kept up to the very end, at the very last of everybody. Like, I watched that kid fall, get up, follow, and just keep going. These tiny kids, 10 times bigger, all. And these little ones, they're so driven to follow bigger kids. He will fall on their face and roll over and flip back up and stand up and run after them.
Yep.
That's what happened to them. All these kids were so kid deprived from other kids that were different ages and different whatever, that they pushed themselves beyond any normal limit to try to keep up with the other ones. And I'll tell you what, Sharon's oldest son, you know, so that darling, oh, he does it. I told him, I go, you don't want he didn't want to do it really good. But, I go,
went to his lunch.
I can't, I'm over it. But yeah, I was like, that boy was so splendid today. Absolute stellar manners, absolute right on the money. Yep.
Micah rocks.
Absolute on the money kid.
Micah is like one rocking kid, boy.
Yeah, and
the world is lucky to have him.
Yeah. Oh my God. And I was so connected with him tonight. And I went up to him. I go, wait. He goes, you getting coffee? No, get a plate right now. Get the fire. I'm like, you gotta. My whole life in Texas, my favorite dessert in the whole world was peach cobbler, and right now you have one with a fire taste of the whole thing. I'm like, you gotta go. And then he's like, and then he came back later and he goes, you were right. That cobbler was awesome. Thank you. I got right over there. I got it. You know, he was the best. And then about 5 other things today off the chart. He was the best. He was absolutely.
He is such a sweet kid. He'll be picking stuff to bring to people. You know, I picked some blueberries. You want some? I picked some sun golds. You want some? You know, always. Can I do this? Can I do that? You know, he was wanting to stir the pot, but it was too hot a fire, and somebody needed to stir it faster than him. So a little while, but then he had to get bumped. But he takes that well too. He understands. You know.
Well, we were letting him run the camera tonight, and doing zooms and things, and learning how to produce video, like how to get a perspective. And he was so into it. And then he came and he goes, "Should get that, and he goes, I thought we did it," because I was showing him like, you know, and he was totally getting it. And then he came over, no, you gotta do that. But the other kid did an experiment, but he was kind of not, he was just wanting to move it. You know? He wasn't focusing. But this kid, 1,000% focused.
Totally focused, yeah.
Jeez, man.
Always
and then
focused,
I said, thank you, you were so awesome. And he goes, thank you. I'm like,
that's this
kid is like a little gold mine, a heart of gold.
We need many more of them in the world.
I'm like,
you
we
know?
clone like 8 million of these kids right here to have the newer generation right now. let me just have that. Let me have like 8 million of those and I'll be good, you know,
Yep.
I'm 64 right now, you know.
Yep.
You get a bunch of young people fired up. That's how every farm in America ran until they quit having 10 babies, you know, like my grandpa, they had 10 kids, okay?
Yep.
And my mom grew up no less than 500 chickens. No less than 500 chickens, you know, hogs, kids would jump on the ladder of the hog and squirt pee all over each other, you know, stuff like that, right?
Oh, God.
And, but like, you know, up in Massachusetts, that's where my mom grew up. She's French, you know. But, you know, that's what we need is a bunch of fired up kids ready to
Well, that's
rock
why
the
I
world.
always would utterly, absolutely, totally support as much integration of kids as possible in what we're doing.
Right.
I'm never like it's too much trouble or whatever. It's like we have to do that. That's the future.
Yeah.
We have to let the kids in. We'll make it work. We'll figure it out, whatever it takes.